For you, you know, winning the belt certainly makes you feel like a champion, but a lot of champions will say that it's after they defend the belt that they really feel like it. Will you feel like that champion by beating Amanda, or will you still, knowing that Ronda and Holly are still out there wanting fights, how do you balance all that?
Truly, I want to beat all the best in the world, but Amanda's the first step in sealing that legacy. So right now my focus is on Saturday, on beating Amanda. I think that's going to solidify my spot as the champion, and then we'll go from there.
What do you like about the matchup against Amanda?
I just think I have more tenacity, I have more heart, more determination to be here and to stay here, you know, than she does. She has a tendency to break in fights, and I have a tendency to break people in fights. So I think it's a good matchup.
For Miesha and Amanda, both of you, did you watch UFC 100? And at the time, it would be almost impossible to envision that you'd be here fighting on 200. What are your thoughts on if you watched and just being here?
Yeah, of course I watched UFC 100. It was a great night of fights, and I just remember thinking then that my dream was to get there one day. So, you know, today is that day, and it's been that day for a few years. So UFC 200 is going to be, I mean, it's huge. It's anticipated to be the biggest fight card in UFC history, and I think it's amazing that the UFC has given the women the opportunity to have such a strong presence on this card. And I want to go out there and defend my belt in the fiercest way possible to prove exactly why we deserve to be right where we are.
Miesha, now that you're champion, do you prepare fights differently? Do you have more pressure?
The only thing that I could say that I did differently to prepare for this fight is working with a new sports doctor that really got all my nutrition and everything on point, and working with a hypnotherapist. So my sports doctor is Dr. Jonathan Edwards. My hypnotherapist was a mental coach, Mark Savard. And that's really the only thing I did different. I feel like physically we all prepare really, really hard, but you know, what are we doing mentally? Everyone says that the fight is 90% mental, 10% physical. So, you know, I just wanted to strengthen a strength of mine, and that's really the only thing that I could say that I did differently. Otherwise, the training was just as good as it always is.